Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, all social media across the nation. Uneducated Network on YouTube presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Clayton, and before we get into our news, please, if you haven't, like and subscribe to Uneducated Network and Uneducated Sports Talk, both on YouTube, to where you see my show and many more shows on our channel. With that being said, this is Uneducated Sports Talk. Let's get down to it. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., he's in a lot of trouble right now when it comes down to the New York media and the New York family and the New York president and the New York owner and the New York team, Giant style. We all saw the video that surfaced with him in the club and things were going on, and he got second punched by, I believe it was a female. We don't know. A lot of things are going crazy in Odell Beckham Jr.'s life right now. He has a home in Los Angeles where he lives in off season, and yada yada yada. Well, Odell Beckham Jr. is now in a lot of trouble, and the president went out and said, "Hey, no one on this team is untouchable. No one." That includes Odell Beckham Jr. Now, they did go out the way and say, you know what, we're thinking about trading Odell Beckham Jr. Can you realize that Odell Beckham Jr. might be the first player, like almost ever, to be in the prime of his career? And I'm talking, mid-20s. He's just 25 years old. He's in the prime of his career right now and could be traded in the prime of his career. And he's probably a top 3, top 2, or in some people's opinion, the best wide receiver in the game. Can you believe that he will actually be traded? Now, my thoughts on that is there is no way on God's green earth the New York Giants are trading away Odell Beckham Jr. We've seen a lot of athletes come and go with a bunch of baggage, but we've also seen the athletes that are pretty good that stay on their teams just because of their athletic supremacy. Well, Odell Beckham Jr. is one of the, when healthy, he could be the best, or he's for sure a top 3 wide receiver in this game. There's no way the New York Football Giants will trade Odell Beckham Jr. But then they also went out and said, hey, we'll trade him, but we are demanding 2 first-round picks for whoever gets him. And I like that because you don't want to get rid of OBJ. You don't want to get rid of him. But if you do get rid of him, you could potentially get 2 first-round picks this year, and I'm pretty sure next year as well. So, and to a lot of NFL teams, that's a heavy price to give up for Odell Beckham Jr. But if I'm an NFL team, why not? Why not try? Now, there's only a few teams I think who have the guts to do it. I think Cleveland might have the guts to do it because they are who they are. And a few more teams. There's some teams that should go out and try, like your Carolinas. But we've also heard rumors that the Los Angeles Rams are interested in Odell Beckham Jr. And that's interesting because the Rams have been shopping like crazy. We'll talk about what they've done earlier this offseason. But Odell Beckham Jr., can you see him going to the Los Angeles Rams? Can you see him going to the Carolina Panthers? Can you see him joining Jarvis Landry with the Cleveland Browns? I can see those scenarios, but it is a hefty price. So the Giants are saying, look, they're putting out this unbelievable trade offer. 2 first-round picks. And in this day and age, that is tough to do. But my thing is, it's worth it. Maybe because Odell Beckham Jr. is in the prime of his career. He's 25 years old. And you've seen what he has done when healthy already. You've seen the things he can do. So I'm very excited to see what goes on with Odell Beckham Jr. In my opinion, he stays a New York Giant because no one's going to bite on those 2 first-round picks. Maybe the Cleveland Browns do, but they're in a kind of rebuild mode for the 25th year in a row, so they're not probably trying to do all that, go all in at one time. But Odell has to get his stuff together because not only did he say he wants to be the highest paid wide receiver in the game, he wants to be the highest paid player in the game. Now, that's never going to happen because you're not getting $28 million, Kirk Cousins style. You're not getting Jimmy Garoppolo money. I'm sorry about that. But he wants to be $20 to $22 million per year. And I'm sorry, bro. As a wide receiver, you are damn good, and you're the best player on your team. You are not getting that money because that money goes to the guy who throws the ball to you or the guy that protects the guy that throws the ball to you. Get it? So it all starts with the offensive line. They got a block for the quarterback. Then the quarterback has to see you get open to throw you the ball. That's why he gets paid the most. And that's why you'll get paid wide receiver money. Yes, you be the highest paid wide receiver. Right now it's Antonio Brown, I believe $17.25 million. But if Odell can get 18, or someone can just have that credit of being the highest paid person at their position, he won't mind that at all. But he did say he's not stepping on the field till he gets a contract negotiation or a contract restructure. But I'm like this: you've been in enough heat as it is. You might as well go out there and play some good football to get your mind off of this. Because once you show people that you are pretty good at what you do, they'll forget about all those past transgressions until it comes back again. So Odell has a decision to make. I think it'll be wise for him to go out there and play some football and stop trying to be Mr. Hollywood for now. Get your money first, because what's mind-boggling is you talk about wanting this money and that money, and you're on a rookie contract, but you go ahead and do boneheaded stuff like that. Now you're making $6-7 million right now, right? And you're doing crazy stuff like that. What if they give you $18 million, $19 million per year? Man, you might not know what to do with that. And I would not be surprised if he just blows all his money to do crazy stuff. Incidents like that, in positions like that he was in that nightclub, only bad things happen as an NFL player. You attract money, you attract people, you attract uh, unwanted company everywhere you go. Don't do that. You put yourself in harmful situations, and that right there, I want him to get paid, and I hope he does get paid. But the actions he keep taking is not going to get him paid. It's not. So the Giants can win either or by keeping him or trading him and getting those 2 first-round picks. But I believe my whole heart that he's going to actually stay in New York and get a contract restructure as well. So, hey, best luck to you, Odell Beckham Jr. Just be careful out there. But speaking of the Los Angeles Rams trying to get Odell Beckham Jr., they've been killing it this offseason. Guess what? They got another guy. They got someone else. Ndamukong Suh, who was rumored to be going to the Saints. He was rumored to go to the Titans, Seahawks. And then the Rams kind of snuck in there a little bit. But it all works out. The Los Angeles Rams have signed Ndamukong Suh to a 1-year, $14 million deal. And is it mind-boggling? No, not by any stretch, because he's worth about $14 million. He's a very dominant person. But then you put him next to the second or the most dominant defensive tackle in the game, and Aaron Donald. Now you have a formidable defense with Suh and Donald, and then you have Akeem Talib and Marcus Peters on the outside. This Rams defense is starting to get crazy. Who would have thought that would have happened? So he goes to the Rams, and does it make them the front runners in the NFC? I still say no, because the Eagles are just that good. And the Saints, I do like what the Saints bring to the table as well with their offense. But Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, they are going to dare you to pass the ball, because there is no way you can double team both these guys. One of these guys is going to see a one-on-one, and that's all she wrote for them. So the Rams are looking entirely good. I had to sneeze for a second. Sorry about that. But the Rams are looking entirely good. They are. If they continue this way, their offense is going to be fine with Sean McVay. Sean McVay is just amped that offense up. Jeff Fisher freaking sucks. Yeah, I just threw it in there. Credit my butt. Whatever. Anyways, but then you add that offense and that potent offense they showed last year with Todd Gurley and Jared Goff, and now you add in Ndamukong Suh with that defense with Akeem Talib, Marcus Peters, and they have a young linebacker core as well, so they're going to be stacked. And now you're trying to get Odell Beckham Jr., the Los Angeles Rams, if they somehow pull off the Odell Beckham Jr. trade, which I doubt they will. But just say if they did it, this team is going to be scary. Scary good for the NFC. And if they get that, they might be the favorites, if not the second favorite. But the whole entire NFC is locked and loaded. I love it. Basically everyone in the NFC South, a couple teams in the NFC West now, NFC East. Eagles are the defending champions. So, I mean, it's looking good. And, of course, the NFC North, you got the Packers and the Vikings. So, NFC is looking good. The Rams are looking good. And guess what? They're in Los Angeles. And they get a new stadium within like 2 years. So, they're only getting better and better every year. Things are looking good for Los Angeles. So, one, for Suh, you live in L.A. Who doesn't want to live in L.A.? And then you also get to play next to a great defensive tackle as yourself. Maybe who's even better, who was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Doesn't get any better than that. So these guys are locked and loaded. The Rams are locked and loaded. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. Odell Beckham Jr., tell me, what do you think happens to him? Is he going to stay in New York? I believe he does. Put your comments down below. And with Suh joining the Los Angeles Rams, does that make them the favorites in the NFC? I want to hear your thoughts and your comments down below. I'll come back later on. I'll probably put another episode down today. Got a free day. I'm feeling good, y'all. So with that being said, please like and subscribe to Uneducated Network. That's where you see my show, Uneducated Sports Talk, and many other shows on our network. And subscribe to Uneducated Sports Talk on YouTube as well to see all of my shows. That being said, NFL fans, basketball fans, baseball fans, you know what time it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace.